WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. A committee designed to be a link between residents and the Columbus Police Department recommends an officer be fired. The Overview Committee met this morning at CPD headquarters.
This all started with a traffic stop back in August. Today's vote is only a recommendation, but it carries some weight. Our Jory Talley was there today. She joins us now live with more.
It was a unanimous decision. The committee believes Officer Keith Dowd should be terminated. Although they voted on this recommendation, the decision falls in the city's lap at the next city council meeting.
I can tell you smoke weed.
I smoke black and mild.
I know you smoke weed.
CPD Overview Committee members, councilmen, the mayor, and police chief watched in silence as video from an August 18th traffic stop played out at the special called meeting. Officer Keith Dowd's behavior on that stop was discussed in executive session for almost 2 hours.
We're not involved in any cover-ups, so we're not trying to take sides. We're on the side of right. We love our police department and we love our community, and we're on the side of right. Whenever we see something that's not right, we're going to stand up for them.
In the video, you can hear Dowd tell the driver to keep his hands on the steering wheel. And what came next? Help lead some in the group to call the video disgusting.
I guarantee you, before you think you can do something, I can enter a magazine into the car.
Committee member Tiffany Turner worries what could have happened if the driver didn't keep his cool like he did.
Given the climate that has been going on in Columbus, someone had already taken the time out to talk to him and explain to him how important it is to just get home, you know, in a situation like that, because that cop looks like he just had something on his shoulders and he was just looking for a reason to do something to someone.
Turner says it was a heated executive session discussion, but everyone ended on the same page.
To me, it definitely looks like racial profiling to me in a picture. So some people are a bit timid about talking about the elephant in the room, you know. But we have to talk about stuff like that because it's the only way that we're going to get over that.
I don't believe that this was a racial issue. I think it was just a poor issue of, you know, it's inappropriate conduct, you know, just the issue of conduct unbecoming of an officer.
Mayor Robert Smith says Dowd was terminated from other agencies, which makes some question why the officer was hired.
When you are doing backgrounds on people and you call for references and try to find out information, there are a lot employers won't tell you and can't tell you. So that's where we were in this situation, but Officer Dowd interviewed very well.
This controversial traffic stop took place less than a month after Officer Dowd started working with CPD on July 24th. Sources tell us more than 90 videos are being pulled and reviewed by city administrators. Reporting live in Columbus, Jory Talley, WCBI News.
All right, thanks, Jory. A Columbus man is facing several charges after a pursuit through New Hope in downtown Columbus today. The chase eventually ended at 715 11th Street North. As of now, Jonathan Beeler is charged with felony fleeing and eluding, 4 counts of aggravated assault on a police officer. He's accused of attempting to ram or run a police officer off the road. Sheriff's Department Captain Ryan Rickert says a deputy initially tried to stop Beeler for speeding on Highway 69. The pursuit went down Yorkville Road, Highway 182, Alabama Street, and Military Road, just to name a few. Nothing illegal was found in Beeler's car, and why he ran is unclear. He was arrested at his home. No significant damage was reported to law enforcement vehicles, and no injuries were reported. Columbus police and state troopers assisted in the chase. Time now to turn our attention to weather, and Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson joins us with a first look at your forecast.
Very pleasant weather out there right now. A live look in Tupelo at Fair Park for the Down on Main concert there this evening. It's looking great. Folks gathering right now. Currently 83 degrees in Tupelo. We're warm and sunny everywhere across our viewing area. Low and mid 80s. As we get into the evening, we'll be cooling down into the 70s. But it's warm now. We're mainly sunny, and that means a mainly clear evening on tap. And there you go. There are those 70s. Summer like weather is here to stay. The full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. Well, Hurricane Irma has passed, and now first responders are making their way back home. Columbus and Starkville are 2 of many fire departments that sent teams to Florida as part of Mississippi's Task Force 2.
WCBI's Parker Keene catches up with some members and joins us live outside of the Starkville Fire Department with more.
Task Force 2 got back yesterday around midnight. It takes a lot of training to be in this special kind of unit, but when something like Hurricane Irma comes, the team is ready to roll out.
The devastation left by Hurricane Irma strained resources in Florida, leaving them to ask neighboring states for assistance. For Mississippi task forces, it was a new experience.
Actually, it was the first time that the Mississippi Task Force has acted outside of its borders of Mississippi in force. We had 3 members from Columbus Fire and Rescue that linked up with other departments in the region that went down to Jacksonville, Florida, in that area.
The team was originally sent to Marianna, Florida, before the storm hit.
And after the storm passed through, we have to wait for them to dispatch us wherever the need arises for us to be at. And they decided to send us to Jacksonville. When we got to Jacksonville, they were already covered and had it taken care of. So then they dispatched us to Clay County, which was probably about 30 minutes due south.
They came in, there were about approximately 18 swift water rescues that were performed, and numerous requests from property owners to go in and rescue pets.
These teams are selected based on what the situation calls for.
The task force leaders were asked for a 35-man team, so then the task force leader, they just take from their list and they choose who might have certain classes. Whoever had swift water rescue and structural collapse are the ones that they dispatched to this location.
Those are just a few of the classes first responders need to take to be a part of the elite group.
Confined space rescue, swift water, structural collapse, hazmat.
The training is extensive, but rescuers will always be ready to respond to situations at a moment's notice. While this was the task force's first trip out of the state, it doesn't look like it will be the last.
That's what we train for. I mean, we want to be able to help wherever the need be. We hate to see people in a time of crisis, but we like them to know that we're there to help them with whatever they need help with. It means a lot to go out of state.
Battalion Chief Stuart Bird also tells us that the people of Florida were grateful for the participation they had in the Hurricane Irma relief. Live outside of Station 1 in Starkville, Parker King, WCBI News.
The city of Tupelo celebrating Mississippi's bicentennial.
And a local business gets a little international recognition. We go live to Tupelo when we come back.
Welcome back. Downtown Tupelo is the centerpiece for the city's state bicentennial celebration.
WCBI's Allie Martin joins us live with more. Allie?
That's right. In recent years, the face of downtown Tupelo has changed as new businesses have come in alongside older names, established names such as Reed's and Tupelo Hardware. We're standing right by the farmhouse. It's a trendy boutique whose owner was recently invited to the United Kingdom because of her success with a popular line of decorative paint. As owner of Farmhouse, Bev Crossan spends a lot of time at her downtown Tupelo store helping customers.
The more you wax, the more of a sheen you will have on your piece. Okay.
The eclectic boutique carries a variety of products, many of them from local artists and businesses. The store also helps people with do-it-yourself or DIY projects.
I love to paint and stain and redo everything myself.
4 years ago, Farmhouse moved downtown and Crossan started carrying Annie Sloan chalk paint products. Crossan and her team train clients how to properly use the chalk paint, and they also host workshops where people can bring new life to an old piece of furniture. Crossan's success and enthusiasm captured the attention of Annie Sloan herself, who invited Crossan to Oxford, England for a week of personal training, seminars, and sightseeing at Annie Sloan headquarters.
It was the most amazing experience ever happened to me as a business owner.
Crossan was one of only 7 retailers or stockists from the United States chosen for the prestigious trip. She says the in-depth workshops gave her a lot of ideas that she'll pass on to clients.
It was inspiring, energizing. It motivated me to try some different things maybe I wasn't sure about, because there was a lot of networking and seeing what other small businesses are doing, seeing what the trends are.
Along with local customers, Crossan also sees a lot of tourists from the United Kingdom who visit her shop.
And every one of them are saying, "We love your store. We can't wait to come back. We look forward to coming every year and seeing all the new things you have." So I feel very, very honored.
Farmhouse will have a pop-up shop also at the mall at Barnes Crossing. That opens tomorrow and runs through the end of the year. Now, downtown Tupelo is celebrating the state's bicentennial. They're celebrating it right now. You can smell the food from KOK. There's music along Main Street, historical reenactments. I think Elvis is in there in the mix. And, of course, down on Main, the last one tonight at Fair Park. All events are free, but be sure and bring some cash for food and souvenirs. We're in downtown Tupelo. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Perfect weather for all that stuff in downtown Tupelo this evening. Same story in Starkville, currently 82. We've got the cowbell yell going on this evening. No issues for that. And we stay warm for a while. The full forecast is next.
Your First Alert Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Friendly clouds in Vernon, Alabama today. This is our Alpha Insurance time lapse. You can see those clouds building on up and then going away as we've lost the sunshine, or at least a good majority of the sunshine is getting low there on the western horizon. But a pretty nice day. No overcast conditions today. Just absolutely gorgeous stuff. No drought conditions either. This is the latest drought monitor. We are drought free. It's been that way for a while, but I want to go back to last year at this time. We had that severe drought developing, and that would just get worse and worse as we went throughout the course of the fall. This year, not so bad, and personally, I've only watered my flowers and my plants 3 times this summer, so not bad at all with all the rain we've had. Late summer heat, though, that's the big story going forward for the rest of the work week, the weekend, and next week. Increasing humidity, just some spotty rain chances here going forward. Not so much tomorrow, but we're just going to broad brush a 20% chance here through the weekend into next week. More of that typical summertime stuff where we may see a few pop-up showers or storms. Not everyone will see it. It's not guaranteed, but it is possible. A lot of the active weather now across the western half of the country where they've just been cooking and those fires have been ongoing, but some cooler and wetter weather finally for some of those folks out there. Now, for us, it's a little bit different. We've actually said goodbye to that cool and unsettled weather, and we brought back the sunshine. We're currently in the low and mid 80s around here, down into the mid 60s tonight, back into the upper 80s tomorrow, mostly sunny, nice and warm across our region here. So as you can see, for Friday, you will need your air conditioner. You may want to squeeze out a lunch outdoors, perhaps, if you can deal with that warmer temperature. As we get into your weekend football here in Starkville, kickoff about 6 o'clock, 83 degrees by the fourth quarter, into the 70s. Can't rule out one of those stray showers or storms initially, but we're really not banking on it here. Same story in Tuscaloosa, mid-80s at kickoff, and by the fourth quarter over there into the upper 70s. So locally, our football games will be pretty good. No issues for the high school games tomorrow evening. Widespread clear conditions. The better rain chances tomorrow right there along the Gulf Coast. We may squeeze in a shower or storm somewhere here as we get into your Saturday or Sunday, but not a lot of moisture is expected at this point in time, but we just have to hedge the bet with that 20% chance. So pretty warm for the next 7 days, the last week of summer, upper 80s to around 90 during the day, overnight lows into the upper 60s to around 70.
Coming up, we hear from Dak Prescott and have more from Hunter Renfro's day in Memphis. That's next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Robbie Donahoe is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
When pick 135 came across the 2016 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys took Dak Prescott, but it's possible that Dak could have gone earlier and maybe to Denver. Just so happens Dak and Dallas face the Broncos this Sunday, and the Broncos were looking for a quarterback in that draft class. They took Paxton Lynch instead of Dak, and there may have been a reason for that, which the former MSU Bulldog can now laugh at.
I took a visit there to Denver. It didn't go as well as I'd say planned, so What happened?
What happened? Just didn't go well.
What happened?
Didn't
leave that out there.
I think I missed a flight going into Denver. A little traffic, so as I said, everything happens for a reason. So, no, I just was supposed to fly out earlier in the day. I was flying out of Orlando. One of my first times flying out of there where I was training, and I mean, I guess it's the #1 place to fly out of. And then so didn't make it to the gate. The door shut and had to wait. Now, I got there later that night, but missed the initial dinner. And I mean, I still had the visit, but I'm sure the quarterback not making the flight doesn't look too well.
Well, he get a chance to prove himself coming up this Sunday when the Cowboys do visit Denver to take on the Broncos. We will have Patriots Saints for you here on WCBI. Titans Jaguars playing at around that time, but we get the Saints and Patriots for you here on WCBI. And tonight, Thursday Night Football, will be Texans at the Bengals. So off the field news in football, former EMCC Lion and star of the Netflix series Last Chance U, Isaiah Wright, has been arrested and charged with criminal homicide, according to multiple reports. Now, Wright and his brother Camion Patrick were arrested separately in connection with a July 25th stabbing death in Tennessee. Wright was planning on enrolling and playing at West Georgia this season, but is not with the team. Patrick spent time playing for the Indiana Hoosiers after his stint in Scuba. To baseball. And this week, the annual Pacific Coast League title series began. Dakota Hudson and the Memphis Redbirds got the best of the El Paso Chihuahuas in Game 1 last night and also in Game 2 today. As Hunter Renfroe is back playing with El Paso for another season. Renfroe has been in and out of the bigs, but due to the Padres struggling, San Diego has kept Renfroe in the minors to build up confidence. The former Diamond Dog is eager to return to the show, but appreciates being in Memphis and being back close to home, his hometown, which just still happens to be Crystal Springs, Mississippi.
It's absolutely a lot of fun, obviously be close to be back almost in Mississippi too. I went home for the off day a little bit, so it was fun to be able to see my family again. It's the first time I've seen them since Atlanta, so it was good to see them. And obviously, you know, being here and be well represented, I think we will be. Have some family coming in, but not necessarily too many people because obviously the weekdays, and we got to work. You just go out there and help the team win as much as possible. Obviously, just go there and work on my play discipline and just hitting the ball consistently hard and I do what I can to get back up there. Obviously, you want to win every game you play up here, and now it means something for the championship. And I've been in this situation last year. Obviously, being here for the overall national championship in AAA, so and losing it was kind of sucks. But you know, being back here is bittersweet.
So good going for Hunter Renfroe, Dakota Hudson, and the Redbirds 1-1 away from winning that series. JUCO football tonight. EMCC will be at Northeast. That game about to kick off in about 4 minutes or so, so we'll have highlights of that. Plus ICC hosting Northwest. So we got JUCO football tonight. We'll also hear from Ed Orgeron, the LSU head coach, coming up tonight at 10 as well, as he talks Mississippi State and has high praise not just for the Bulldogs, but the state of Mississippi as a whole. So some pretty intriguing comments that you'll want to listen in coming up at 10. Obviously, huge matchup with the Tigers and Bulldogs.
He spent a little time in Mississippi.
Just a couple of years, yeah. So that's a really good interview. We have it all set for 10, so we hope you can join us for 10.
I believe he's warned his players they'll hear cowbells.
Yeah, you'll hear cowbells.
Clanga,
You'll hear it tonight, cowbell yell tonight. You see that at 10 as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Robbie. We'll be right back.
All right, don't forget, fall begins about a week from now. So we still have another week of summer, and guess what? It is going to feel like summer around here, around 90.
Yeah.
A few spotty storms possible. There you go.
But low 90s.
Fall is my favorite time of year.
Mine too.
Mine too.
All right, there you go.
We all
agree.
agree.
Have a great night, everyone.